What's up, friends? It's Mikhail here with Wealth and Sharing Equity Properties, otherwise known as Wise Properties. First and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year's to everyone. This is my first video of the new year, and since it is the first, it is going to be very special. Up to this point, I've kind of shown some properties, walked through them, and talked a little bit about the numbers behind it. But one thing that I want to focus a little bit more on this year is collaboration. Here at Wise, that's really our specialty. We're able to do more with more by collaborating. What does collaborating mean? What does it look like? We may find other real estate entrepreneurs like myself who have the expertise in this field, and together we'll collaborate and do bigger and more deals together. By collaborating, we can do more deals within a month. So for example, I may only be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deals, but if I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deals, and someone else can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deals, together we can do 10 deals. And we're able to expedite our portfolio in that manner. So today we are here in a new build that we just finished doing now. This one, of course, was done with collaboration. I got with some friends of mine, some fellow real estate entrepreneurs, and we were able to take this one down, and we're going to go ahead and list it as a short-term rental and location rental. Now, of course, it's going to be on Airbnb, Vrbo, HomeAway, bookings, everything like that. But with that, we're also going to open it up for weddings, music videos, any kind of special events, and that will increase the amount of revenue that we can bring in per month, per quarter, and of course, annually. So, with no further delay, I'm going to bring in my friend, fellow entrepreneur, Stephen Lewis with Lewis Legacy Properties. He really spearheaded this collaboration and this deal. So I'm going to let him talk a little bit more about the numbers behind it and what exactly we did to get this done.
Okay. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. Like Mikhail said, I'm Stephen Lewis with Lewis Legacy Properties. I've been in the real estate entrepreneur space about 7 years now. I think one of the reasons Mikhail asked me to talk today is because within the last 2 years, my business has exponentially grown because of the secret sauce we call collaboration. So we'll get into the mix today. I'll field some questions and probably just add a little bit of insight to not just this project, but more importantly, how collaboration has allowed me and my fellow entrepreneurs and my fellow investors and my fellow builders and my fellow lenders all to come in and make this a success.
Perfect. Well, so we talked about collaborating. What does that really look like? So let me paint a picture for you, okay? Let's just say there's a deal. When I say deal, it may be a quote unquote fix and flip, you know, the HGTV stuff that you see all the time on TikTok and everything. A fix and flip, long-term rental, short-term rental, new construction, whatever the deal may be. We may get together and let's say there's maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or a couple of people with the expertise to get the deal done, okay? Maybe someone else brought the deal. Maybe someone else brought resources, money. Maybe someone else brought a builder for building. Maybe somebody brought a contractor, realtor. But together, we can do more, right? And so, Stephen, talk a little bit more about not necessarily the numbers behind this or anything, but how collaborating will look like, not only for this deal, but based off your experience, how has it helped you?
Yeah, that's a good question, a simple question, but one that I think deserves a pretty detailed answer. So I'll start by saying this. You used to play football.
Yes.
Right? And I used to play football.
Yes.
And basketball and a bunch of other sports. In that sport, how often is your competitor your teammate?
Never,
ever. Typically, and I would say this in a lot of different industries, your competitor is not your teammate. That is not the case in real estate entrepreneurship or investing because of collaboration, right? You're also a fellow entrepreneur. So am I. In any other industries, that would make us competitors.
Right.
But what's beautiful about real estate and collaboration is we all have a finite amount of resources. Right. And when we pull them together, our resources become infinite, right? Those resources become infinite, we can participate in a lot of different deals at a lot across the nation, really internationally, if you're at that level, to be able to expand our brand, expand our business, expand our profit, right? So collaboration for me is a gold mine. It has allowed me to specifically enter into this project with no money, bring in investors that have brought in capital, that have brought in leveraging power to be able to buy the asset and then list it, as you said, for later.
And he made a really good point there. In this example, right, Steven or myself and other examples in this example may bring expertise and or the deal, okay? Maybe for that specific deal, someone else brings the financial resources, okay? So what we're talking about is being able to participate in deals like this, in short-term rentals and new builds and fix and flips with no money in, well, not necessarily the quote-unquote definition of wholesaling. A lot of guys, they're on YouTube and Instagram and everything and talk about how you can make this much money in this amount of time by, cold calling and doing these type of things with wholesaling, which is a great method. Don't get me wrong. That's part of the real estate journey, of course. But what we do here is, and this is not all the time, there's many different ways to architect different deals and do different deals, but a lot of the times we'll bring deals and expertise and allow others to play that role. And together we do a couple of things. One, we increase our capacity for deals. And two, we severely limit the risk for any one individual involved. So I think that's what we have here and what we're going to continue to build, individually and together, of course, is very special. And so with this deal, Steven, I mean, this is a great house, great area, on a lake. Talk a little bit about how you took this one down.
Okay, good question, right? So this is a 3 townhome unit. Okay, we found the deal, and when I say we, collaboration, other entrepreneurs that found the deal. And what we realized when doing market research was the builder was having a little bit of trouble selling the homes. And there are reasons for that, right? Mainly because the buying market in this area isn't as strong. But the first thing we noticed when we put our minds together was that the short-term rental market is extremely strong. We decided to purchase 2 of the townhomes. That in and of itself is about a $1.1 million deal. These houses are valued just a little over $500,000 a piece. Me by myself, at the particular time, would not have the capital to put into that. But I had resources that can do that. So the way we structured this deal it was fairly simple. It was, can we buy these homes cash, right? And if we do buy the homes cash, how do we get a majority portion of that capital back to the investors that are giving us the capital to buy it and still generate a return monthly on that? What we were able to find out once we did the research was we could raise $1.1 million fairly easily. That doesn't happen with just 2 people. It is, I would say there's maybe about a good 6 people on the deal. That's a lot of people on one house. But when you have 2, and then when we have 7 lots adjacent to it that we're building on, now it's not just about 1 home. It's about 2 homes already built and 7 homes that are in the process of being built right now. That now doesn't become about I need to tackle or take down, as you said, 1 home. It's about how do we now collaborate to take down the entire project. It's a lot more advantageous. The profit is a lot more advantageous and incentivized. So what we did was structure the deal in that way. Is, hey, we can raise the capital, we can purchase the home. By doing that, we alleviate holding costs if we were to buy it with a mortgage. We can stage the home, which I'm sure your professional expert photographer will show those clips as we go through. And we can get everything done with the money that we raise, but more importantly, we can also leverage the credit worthiness of ourselves as entrepreneurs or our investors, more importantly, our members, to be able to leverage conventional financing later. So the play in this particular, for this particular project was to purchase cash, leverage credit worthiness and refi it out later to get our investors back 80% of their capital up front. That's like within the first 3 months of the purchase. Now, if I'm an investor and I gave you $100 and you gave me back $80, and now that means I only have $20 into it, and I'm getting paid monthly on that, that becomes a very advantageous project for anyone. Absolutely. So with collaborating, we were able to take the entrepreneur that found the deal, took an entrepreneur that understood the short-term rental market, took another entrepreneur that was able to leverage the creditworthiness and the capital of their particular network, and we combined all of that to purchase, stage, and then list the home for short-term rentals.
And Stephen brought up another great point. This is 2 townhomes, but holistically, there's 7 adjacent lots to continue to do more things like this.
Yeah, so we're talking 9 different homes. Essentially, we are engineering our deals around, and that's just this one project, right? So with collaboration, that's just this one project.
One project.
So if I was to do this by myself, I could probably feasibly take down half of the house in a matter of maybe half a year. But with collaborating, I'm able to take down 2 of these homes, plan and already get the lots for the other 7, right? I have a team of people that all handle different aspects of the project, and meanwhile, I still have 4 other projects going on with other entrepreneurs and collaborators, right? And you know, I think when I started in real estate, I didn't really understand the power of that. I didn't understand the power of being in an industry where your fellow entrepreneur, i.e. competitor, is also your teammate. If I don't have all the resources to participate holistically in a project, that does not mean I cannot partner with someone to participate in the project and still walk away with quite a bit of profit at the end, right? For not just me, but for every person involved. And that's really the name of the game.
Right. Perfect. And to that point, there are a couple of different roles any one person can play. Now there's many, right? But he brought up a great point. Me personally, when I first got started in real estate, I was using family, I was trying to find friends and, wholesale and doing all kinds of different things that, can work for people. Don't get me wrong. Wholesaling is a great method. Fix and flipping is a great method. If you have the capital, do everything yourself, and you want that risk, by all means, go ahead and do that. But for me personally, I had the knowledge and didn't have the capital. Others may have the capital, don't have the knowledge.
Right.
Others may have neither, and they need to be taught the knowledge. And so within a real estate ecosystem, as we like to call it, there are several different types of people. And so what I, Stephen, and others have been able to do is expedite their real estate portfolio at a much faster pace than we could have even possibly dreamed of otherwise. Some of these projects I couldn't even think about doing, wasn't even a feasible thought or a feasible project for me, honestly. But through collaboration, I was only able to specialize in what I'm special in and allow others to specialize in what they're special in. Together, we're able to achieve our common goal, and then everybody wins. And so teamwork makes the dream work, and it's
so cliche.
but so true. It's not more evident than in projects like this and others that are ongoing right now for us. Yeah. And so, this is a very powerful tool. When done correctly, can truly enhance and expedite your real estate portfolio in several different ways. Obviously, again, the reason why we're here is real estate collaboration. Now, I started this video off talking about how special this project and this deal was. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But this was such a huge win for us, such a huge development for us for many different reasons, right? I remember in last year, Steven actually was really trying to push this to get this going. We kind of slow playing it. And, and at that time, I didn't really see why. I was kind of new to the collaboration idea. And then when he broke it down to me, the numbers behind it, I was like, oh, so that's the power of collaboration. So I'm going to really let him talk a little bit more about why this is such a special project for us.
Yeah. So like Mikhail said, I'm a numbers guy. This project, aside from the obvious collaboration making it special, the market research made this particular project extremely special, aka profitable for not just myself, but for our members and our investors, right? So in this particular area, let's say before pandemic even hit, we had already identified this area as a prime place to do short-term rentals. The reason it was prime is because the occupancy rate, which is right here on Lake Conroe, literally on the lake, can range anywhere from $325 to say $450 a night, depending on weekday, weekend, depending on peak, off peak. So from a revenue standpoint, you take $325 a night on the low end, multiply that times 30 days in a month, you can do the math. Not to mention, we bought it cash, which means no holding costs, means no mortgage. So when we start the project, we're coming in at a fairly high revenue stream, and initially not having the typical holding costs you would have if I was to do it by myself and take out a mortgage. In addition to that, the area, not even getting to the house, which we'll get to in a second, but the area had an occupancy rate ranging from 55% occupancy to 75% before COVID, before the pandemic. Now, granted, once the pandemic hit, who really knew what was going to happen?
Right.
You can't really anticipate that. But what ended up happening in this market, and why I started pushing it very hard after COVID hit, Q2 or end of Q1 last year, was that people got stir crazy. People are still stir crazy. People want to get out of their own house, but they're a little bit timid to travel internationally, go to Miami or California or wherever. So they want a staycation. Airbnb's occupancy shot out of the roof and are still currently extremely high, right? So is this something all that I know? No, that's where collaboration comes in key. One entrepreneur found the deal, one entrepreneur knew how to assess the market, another entrepreneur knew how to get the funds and the capital and the resource to be able to make that happen. So when you ask me why is this particular deal special, it's because of the market research. The market research shows us that we can come in at a fairly more than reasonable revenue stream that is more than enough to accommodate a monthly income for each investor involved. So when I said before there's 6, everyone is still compensating pretty well. And we would not have been able to do that if any one of us had said we need to knock down a project on our own. And even if we were powerful enough to knock down one, which we are powerful enough to knock down one, because it's multiple, that profit just got times 2.
Yes.
Once we build on the other 7, that's times 7, right? So that's what makes the project special. That's what makes collaboration special, is now I can maximize my profit in an area where the market research shows that the short-term rental is on a trend of going up, not to mention, as long as we own it, we get the appreciation over time. So if we do decide to move away from this type of investment, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever that may be, depending on the research, we can cash in on the equity on the back end. So you're investing collaboratively initially, you're making your returns through the interim, and you're making profit on the back end, which is an ideal situation for any real estate entrepreneur and or investor or member, right? And all that aside, I haven't even talked about how amazing the home is.
Wow.
How amazing the home is, right? So we're talking about 2 townhomes in and around 2,400 square feet per home, 3 bedrooms, 1 loft, 2.5 bathrooms, fully decorated, fully staged, full stocked kitchen, the works, right? You have an entertainment center upstairs, and we'll probably turn the garage into another entertainment center further down the line, just to add a little bit of pizzazz. It's right on the lake, right? So the target audience for this short-term rental are boaters, right? We want someone to be able to take their boat where they live further up the lake and ride it. Sail it, I guess would be the technical term. right into the backyard and walk right into the home. They get to stay here. If they want to stay here for a week, 2 weeks, fine. If there are several wedding venues right up the street. Wedding venues means brides and grooms. Next door, you got 10 or 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath that can sleep up to 10 people. That's enough for the bridesmaids. Right next door, in case the bridesmaids don't want the grooms to go too far, you have the almost identical but same floor plan house where the grooms can have their privacy but still be close enough, and literally right up the street they go to the wedding venue. You also have several businesses in the area where they rent out furnished apartments for the employees that travel. Well, if you look at the rate, this short-term rental would be cheaper than them renting out a one bedroom or studio apartment right in the area. So I'm excited about the deal, and more than being excited about the deal, I am blessed to know the power of collaboration, because this extends way past this deal. This is a great deal. I love this deal. You know I love this deal, but I'm already on several other ones because I'm able to collaborate.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We talk a lot about collaboration. If you want to learn more about collaboration, if you're interested in how we do what we do, if you're someone that would just like to learn, visit my website at www.wealthandsharingequity.com. You can visit his website at lewislegacyproperties.com.
Yes, sir.
Or visit my Instagram page, or Twitter page, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.